Yeah, so we are all back here, ready for the finals. We have Suicune Ludicolo going up against Arceus Toolbox. Really interesting games that we've seen so far today. It's gonna be an interesting finals for sure. I think it's gonna be heavily defined by that collapse stadium if they're able to find it, because there's no stadiums in a traditional Suicune Ludicolo deck, and it's something that we're just not gonna see here in the finals either. But Suicune Ludicolo is gonna be starting off. I don't know. What do you feel about this matchup? How do you feel about this kind of game?
Yeah, welcome back, guys. So here with the finals, that was actually really quick, and we have actually both players ready, as Zach said. And I agree with Zach in terms of, I guess, collapse at the stadium is going to be a crucial card for this matchup for the Arceus box. And this time we have the Arceus perspective, so it's going to be really interesting to see that because he plays so many one-offs. It's going to be really cool to watch how Jace manage their resources to try to win this matchup. I guess Collapse of the Stadium is a really cool and crucial card for this matchup. And Watong also is gonna definitely try to use their Ludicolos to have some one hit KOs into Jace Pokemon. So both players for sure will have their strategy to try to work with. I guess it's gonna be a really close matchup, in my opinion, from both sides. Really cool turn one from well, Watong only had just Gluton and Sobel, but really cool turn one from Jace because he was able to grab the Luminion for Pierce. A really cool card to see, especially in this version, because thanks to Pierce, I guess is the only card in the format, the only I guess I'm not wrong, the only supporter in the format that can actually takes an energy, a special energy from the deck. So thanks to that, Trinity Church putting one fighting, two darks in Crobat, and the other two in the Arceus. So it's interesting how I guess Zach Jace is gonna actually try to tag with Crobat VMAX in the matchup.
Yeah, Crobat VMAX is going to be an interesting card for sure. If anyone's wondering what Crobat VMAX does, it does 70 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, their poisons, and then you get to switch that Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. And it can do 180 for 3. So, I mean, maybe 180 plus Choice Belt works,
Yep,
right?
should
That, that,
works if no
that gets a
cape. Yeah.
knockout. There's no Tool Scrapper, though, so if there is a Cape of Toughness, that does survive the attack.
Yep. So these finals definitely were really interesting. As we said too, Lota is gonna be a really important card. So I guess double Lota from Waton needs to be playable at some point because otherwise, I guess Jace can actually try to boss the Lotats during the game to avoid to get one hit KO from Suicune thanks to the Ludicolo ability. And as Zach said, right now the cape is actually super important to avoid that Crobat VMAX one hit KO option thanks to the 180 attack plus the choice bell. So the cape is super important. Waton knows that, and that's actually the first attack in the game, doing 120 damage into the Arceus. Probably not the best setup from Waton. He probably will decide to have more Lotats, more Sobers in play, but still solid turn. Suicune is probably one of the most consistent decks in the format in terms of setting up because of the Inteleon Engine plus the Suicune ability plus the Melanie is a really cool deck that can actually compete with everything. And yeah, now Jace using the Marnie and probably gonna go Trinity Nova into the Suicune, maybe without using the V-Star. Maybe he just save the V-Star for later. Or he's gonna maybe use it now because he thinks it's worth it to play it now. So yeah, he's using it
Yeah.
and potentially I will take the Crobat VMAX and a really potentially a good card for next turn. So I guess if Arcus retreats, Waton will potentially needs to grab a cross switcher later, but this Starbirth ability is gonna be really important, right, Zach, for the game.
Yeah, I think it is, and it like we keep on bringing it up, but that collapse stadium, it's the only searchable way to grab it right now, as far as I know. Unless you're playing Raihan, is going to be just grabbing it with right now. So it's kind of interesting, and getting the choice belt there. I'm not sure where the math actually matters for choice belts, or
Yeah, probably doesn't matter. So that could be maybe a bit of over choice belt, but he decided to go for the choice belt. With the cape, as you said, I guess there is no special mats that you can actually work with the choice spell, but maybe he wants to take it for potentially another Suicune later that you can actually kill with the boss, right? So I guess that prevents benching Suicune. Well,
Yeah,
Waton can actually bench Suicune, but then Jace has the belt boss option, what actually may put pressure into Waton, right?
exactly. So, I mean, it looks like this Suicune's just going to be able to take quick 2 prize cards. I don't really
Yep.
think too much else about it. I don't even know if you'd want to knock out the bench one right away. How many capes do they play? I'm just gonna be pulling up their list here. Oh, they only play the one cape, so I mean it is enough that everything else is just gonna get knocked out. Maybe that Crobat's just gonna be able to go boss, right? Maybe that's the whole gameplay here. So
Yep, that should be a really good game. Yep.
certainly some options going on with that. I mean, I think it's just really funny to be seeing a Crobat, Luminion, Hoopa, Arceus deck. It kind of reminds me of my first day at going to Pokemon League. Just like with all the cards from my binder, I'm like, I like all these Pokemon. Arceus makes that
Yeah.
possible, I guess.
Yeah, and it's really unlikely to see Hoopa V in this format. Now was a little more played after Urshifu won Liverpool, so people start putting Hoopa in their decks to actually one-hit kill Urshifu V Max. But it's a card that I guess it has a lot of potential. You can actually one-hit kill for weakness uh, Pokemon with Dark weakness and Psychic weakness because the Hoopa V ability. It has a lot of potential, but it didn't see a lot of play lately. But yeah, as you said, it's really cool to watch in the finals of the GGtour tournament, Aluminium, Corvatimax, and Hoopa in the bench, not something we actually used to watch lately. As you said, that's actually a clean knockout into turns against Arceus Vistar, and I guess the belt boss option could be potentially good for Jace, and that's when Ludicolo could maybe appear for some wacky options. I need to check the maths because if Jace doesn't bench anything, that's gonna be, I guess, 260 with Choice Belt 290 plus Quick Shot in KO. But he decided to just go Poison and put Hoopa in the active. What is interesting because now Waton just potentially can take another 2 price, right? Because now it's 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. That's gonna be 260, I guess, with Ludicolo. So benching another Lotad could be interesting. But yeah, maybe the belt actually putting work for next turn with Corral BMAX, right, Zach?
Exactly, yeah. I think it might just be like we might see an Eldegoss. I don't know if there's a Marnie in the discard pile, but that
Yep.
hand's looking a
That
little
is,
too. It's too big for comfort. If I was looking at a hand that's like it feels like it's 100,000 cards, sitting in this weekend Ludicolo's hand. I think I'd want to shuffle that hand back into the deck, put that somewhere else, give him 4 cards. So I think that's might be the game plan. Knock out Suicune with the belts. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's looking kind of close here. I think it's looking favored for Suicune Ludicolo right now. If I ever had any kind of hunch, but
yep.
that Crobat VMAX might just be the sauce here. It might just be that juicy play.
Yeah, maybe Corral BMAX is the saver of this matchup. But I guess Waton is trying to set up two chaos thanks to the KO in the Hoopa V now and then potential cross switcher Dominion. So I guess as you said, Zach, the best play for Jace, I guess, is gonna be Choice Bell, KO the Suicune, plus Eldegoss for Marnie, and pray Waton has no double cross switcher play into the Luminion with a potential Ludicolo. Well, it's a lot of cards, but right, because he's gonna bench Sobel actually. All right, that's interesting, right? So yep, he's actually quick shooting Luminion. So I guess the game plan from Waton is like, all right, I'm getting Marnie, so because I'm getting Marnie, I need to bench Sobel. So I have a Drizzle option into the Marnie because Waton needs potentially cross switcher for game. So I guess it's gonna be really interesting to see how this Marnie goes because as you said, I guess we need to Marnie and pray no Inteleon Engine to get the cross switcher. If works, Jay's gonna win this game one with Crobat VMAX. But if Waton draws a Drizzle, an Inteleon, or a Net, probably gonna win the game one Waton thanks to the cross switcher into the Luminion for the last 2 prices, right?
Yep. Oh, we see the collapsed stadium.
Oh,
All these one of techs just coming out of nowhere, and you can see that they're
yeah,
they're preparing, they're bracing to play that card down, and that's probably. I mean, I guess you can't discard the Luminion or anything else like that. You don't want to load up your bench or anything else, but that is going to take one off of the other side.
yep. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see, kind of can't wait to see the what's on hands after the Marnie, because right now Jace wins next turn with a potential boss into a Suicune. Uh, but yeah, let's see what on actually draws Inteleon or Sobel for game, because right now he hits for 150 thanks to the choice bell, and yeah, that's the evolution incident. So if I'm not wrong, I guess that's gonna be Inteleon for cross switcher into Luminion for game. That's the downside of playing heavy V Pokemon in your deck, right? Luminions, Crobats, Eldegos against deck like Suicune. Suicune was just KO 3 turns in a row and take the 6 prize. That's why sometimes I kind of prefer sometimes the to mix 2 price attackers with 1 price attackers, right? So this line of play of KO 3 Pokemon V doesn't happen. But well, both players are in the finals, so both decks are pretty good. Yeah, it's like everything Jace wants right now is Arceus energy, right? Everything you need with Arceus deck is turn one Arceus energy, and then you're happy. But as you said, with a deck with a lot of one-offs, Bankable Pass is also an option. I guess Suicune Inteleon is way more consistent, so said that you have Keep Calling, you have Suicune ability, you have Inteleon Engine, and yeah, I guess Zach, you were right. That's almost a Moltres pass, almost
Well, I mean, I
a
don't want
Moltres.
to be like it's one of those things where I feel bad for being right, but like you got to think about the starts. If you're not starting with Arceus, are you starting with Crobats, Moltres,
Yeah,
Zigzagoon, Hoopa, Zapdos? Like the thing that's scary about their deck is it doesn't seem like there's too many good starts.
yeah, I agree.
Bidoof's fine, Arceus is fine, Galarian Moltres is fine. I don't know if you want to start Hoopa. I don't know if you want to start Zapdos. I don't know if you want to start. You definitely don't want to start Luminion, so it's just a little bit scary. Not the best turn, but you want to what? It's doable because we see access to Ultra Ball. We do see like Ultra Ball gets into Arceus V Star. Arceus V Star gets into Double Turbo Energy. So it's the turn one was acceptable.
Yeah, especially with the top deck fighting energy. So that's Arceus energy to one. Definitely, as you said, sometimes the deck can be clunky because there's a lot of starters that you don't want to start with turn one, like Luminion, Crobats, Hoopa, Zapdos, right? But well, some way from Jace it worked until the finals. But yeah, I kind of prefer to play more one price attackers in case I start something. I don't want to have a lot of chance to start Crobat or Luminion. But yeah, actually, Jace with that research plus Arceus V-Star had a really cool turn two right now, and Starbreath is probably going for um, a switching option plus a double turbo. Sounds like a plan, but I guess yeah, that's the balloon, and I guess the double turbo. So that's I guess we'll take a balloon probably. Um, oh, he's going for the quick ball actually. So he's maybe not attacking this turn.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I think you almost want to attack this turn, like, because otherwise, like, you just kind of gotta get attacks off. Um,
maybe he messed it up and thought he could attack, but I guess I will definitely attack this turn because we have Marning hands. You can attack the Lotad, the opponent set up, and then you Marnie take another knockout. So I guess that was, in my
yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
uh, uh, not the ideal V-star ability, I guess.
yeah. It's an interesting play for sure. I think that's my keyword is interesting, but maybe there's something that we're missing here. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
always get to see full access. I know there's two balloons in the list. That's pretty much it. There's no scuba nets. There's no switch. There's no escape rope. Just the two air balloons. Did you see the air balloon in the deck?
Yeah, there was 2 air balloons in the
Okay.
deck, so I was thinking, yep, I guess air balloon plus double turbo, but he preferred to bench a Bidoof, maybe for mid-late game, but I guess against Suicune you need to put a lot of pressure because Suicune is really consistent. So if you give Suicune some time to set up, it's gonna definitely put you out of pressure, like we watching right now. It's gonna just attacks uh, turn 2 before Arceus attacking going first. So Waton in a really good spot. That's actually Drizzle, double Sobel, double Lotad, and Jace still didn't attack turn 2 with Arceus after using the Vista ability for Bidoof over Balloon. Waton in a really good spot, I will say. Even if Jace take a knockout later into the Suicune, the good thing of the Waton deck is you can power up another Suicune from nowhere thanks to the Melanie or right hand. So Suicune showing the power until the finals and potentially in an insane spot to win this tournament after this turn two attacks from Suicune, right?
Yeah, and we're not really seeing that collapsed stadium do as much work as I thought we would. It's not the same story as Salt Lake City. So maybe Speaking
Yeah.
Ludicolo is one of those decks that players need to revisit. It's something very similar happened right before Salt Lake City Regionals. We saw Jolteon win that online event. Players were playing Jolteon again. Jolteon was a solid choice, and we're seeing that
That's even
knockout.
a
I mean,
knockout.
what?
Wow.
I'm just like casually
Ludicolo?
talking. We're yeah, it definitely seems a little bit different now, right? Because that Lotad would have been knocked out.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what do you do now, right? You just got to start back at square one.
Yeah, I guess it's over, Zach. It's almost over. Like, Waton with a 290 attacks, turn two going second is literally insane. Jace used the V star, but still didn't put any attack on the game. So it's gonna be a pass, and now Waton has plenty of time to do whatever he wants. It could be like kill the Bidoof. It
We
could
do
be
see that
just yeah.
we are seeing that shady dealings. We might see some even like spicy just yank that Pokemon up, cross switcher plays. Ooh.
Looks like it's coming, right?
Right? Like it's scary, right? It's kind of like the horror movie where you hear the no one's talking for a second, something bad's about to happen. We're watching that happen in real life right now. Something scary is about to happen. This weekend Nodocolo deck is I think I'm gonna check out this list afterwards. I don't know about you, but it looks like it's performing pretty crazy here. I don't know if it's a player, I don't know if it's the deck. We'll have to see, but it's looking crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Swigolo di Colo, a deck that people maybe underrated, but it was second on Select City, piloted by a really good player like Finn. Now is potentially almost winning this GGtoor tournament with GuatonMartini playing the deck, a really good player also that was showed on Sao Paulo Regionals on a stream. And I'm actually watching his matches. He only lost against one Arceus Inteleon, but he beats three Mews, he beats two Arceus Inteleon. He actually tied with Jolteon, which is probably one of the worst matchups because of the weakness. But yeah, he actually beat consistently the Mew matchups. He actually beat two Malamar decks, two Arceus Inteleon decks. Pretty solid for sure.
And we are gonna see that rare candy into the Ludicolo. I mean, I don't want to be telling players to scoop or anything, but I think the game is. I would be packing up my cards right now. It,
Yeah, look at how beautiful side from Guaton, right? Looks so beautiful to see that.
that side is perfection. I mean, it's just knocking things out. I think we are going to see the
Looks
concession
like
here.
Yeah, looks like Jace is accepting the loss. Congratulations to Waton, right? He's actually saying, well played. Congrats for sure. Sportsmanship is really important in this game, as every sport. So I don't want to lose Bidoof. And it's going to be
Actually,
conceded and sack. We have a winner, sack.
we